One of the many reasons why some people are not successful, are not happy, have not found love, is because the mind, their mind, they don't believe that they can. They are stuck in their old way of thinking. Tammi C. the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. Oh yes, I created this channel to provide light and love. On this channel, I will talk about relationships a lot. I've been talking about that recently. Buying a house. I would talk about going back to school, changing careers, even after 35. I know some people think 35 is just, oh, so old. I cannot change careers. Lies. Getting in shape, exercising, taking vitamins, using essential oils, taking care of your mind, your body, your soul. That's what this channel is all about. I created this channel because I do believe dreams are a reality. We are in charge of our life. Not over God now. Not over God. He is the showrunner. But if you believe, you shall receive. I just read a comment. I have never had true love. But they should have said, I haven't experienced true love yet. I feel there is so much power in your tongue. There's so much power in your words. That's why I journal. Many things that I have journaled came to pass. If I have a dream, I'll write it down and I'll see symbols of it, or it'll make sense sometimes. Sometimes not. You know, I'm a big dreamer, but I like writing down my dreams. When it comes to my goals, I write them down over and over. I'll write the same thing over and over. I'm going to start my own private practice. I'm going to go back to school and get my master's degree. I remember writing in my journal in 2017, I am going to become, 2011, 2011, I am going to become a therapist. And by 2015, I was enrolling in school to get my master's in social work. 2014, I began researching schools. And here I am 10 years later after I enrolled with my own therapy practice. Who am I? I'm just a young lady from the west side of Chicago. And for those of you that are not from here, can you please, wherever you're from, before I say this next part, please hit subscribe and like. And thank you for all your support and comments. You all are some sweethearts. Very sweet people that follow this channel. Chicago is very segregated. And then we even have this other dumb thing that we do here. If you're from the west side, I guess that's considered what? The low end? I don't know what the hell these people be talking about. But it's considered not as good as the south side. Some people, I don't buy into that. That's where I'm from. And I'm very proud of coming from the west side. Well, for one, this is why I enjoyed coming from the west side. We had a lot of fun. Softball for days, just playing with our friends, and we were very kind to each other. I had some good friends growing up, even in high school, and we still stay in touch. I'll be seeing them in a couple of weeks at our yearly picnic. 38? Yeah, 38 years ago I graduated from high school. That's crazy. That is some craziness. Wow, it seems like just yesterday. But it doesn't matter where you come from. It only matters where you're going. I was one of the blessed girls. My sisters and I, we had parents that were good role models within reason. They had their things. But they went to work every day and worked hard, and it kept us clean. It kept food on our table and taught us morals and values. I think about my parents every day, and I know if it wasn't for Otis and Dorothy Walker, I would not be the woman that I am. But there are some people who did not have good parents, or they were raised by the foster system, or they were raised by an aunt, they were raised by grandma. Some people had to kind of raise themselves, latchkey kids, but mom worked 2 and 3 jobs, but they still are here. They still made it. Again, doesn't matter where you came from all the way. Only matters where you're going. I know you all probably know some people who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Maybe mom and dad had a business or had their finances, in good shape. And they have given their sons and daughters a lot. And sometimes those people do not come out to be the best adults. When things are handed to you, do you really appreciate the value of a dollar? Many times the people that work hard, plan hard, they appreciate what they have a little bit more. If you listen to some of my podcasts, if you watch some of my videos, the thing I talk about probably on every video mostly is going to be your mental health, which I find has transformed my life. I began therapy in 1998 when I was going through a very bad marriage, an abusive marriage. I call a spade a spade. Now I'm just going to keep it real. And a dear friend, who's still a dear friend, she said, maybe you should try therapy. And I did, and it began to transform my life. It took years now. It took years. And I still go. I have my session tomorrow. I look forward to that. I really do. Self-care week. Hair done today, therapy tomorrow. Can't go wrong with that. I recommend it to you. Don't feel like, oh, something's wrong with me. Everybody's going to know I'm in therapy. Why are you telling everybody your business? Now you can do it on video. I have people do it in their car. I have people do it via telephone, but most do it on video. Some in person. And they love their in-person session. They look forward to it. They won't even do video. They're like, nah, I just like in person. And I love being a clinician, a therapist, seeing my clients in person. It is a beautiful experience. I'm proud of my clients. I love my clients. It's a difficult job, though. Somebody's got to do it. What do you believe in? Do you believe you can have your own business? Maybe that's not an aspiration of yours. What is it you want? And sometimes we have to get the focus off of the relationship piece, because I hear people talk about this a lot, and it's typically women. I just don't feel like men, and I'm stereotyping and I'm wrong when I do this kind of stuff, but they don't talk about it as much. Maybe they have a burning desire for someone, and I'll say the men that are close to me will speak on it quicker, but women, we focus on it so much to the point where it's a deterrent for us. It becomes a deficit. It really messes with our psyche, our mind. That's why I always speak about therapy. But it's not just therapy that's going to help you. You gotta do the work. The work looks like journaling. I journal every single day. It might mean exercising 3 to 4 days a week. The people that really believe in fitness, they may exercise. They may exercise 7 days a week. Some people that really believe in their fitness, 5 days a week, 6. Those are people that really, most of the time, transform their mind if they put their mind where their physical body is going. But the mind is what leads you there. Simple meditation. I do a 5-minute meditation. It makes a difference. I have this book, The Power of Positive Thinking. I read that book. Not every day, of course, but I read parts of it some days, and it gives me a good mindset. As I just told you, I graduated from high school 38 years ago. On a good day, I feel 40. I have to remind myself of my true age, and I talk about age a lot. I think because I'm in shock. Like, I literally feel, I'll say 42-ish. I don't even know, how does that feel? But I'm learning as I get more and more mature. Age is just a number, and if you live to be 50, it's such a blessing from God. It really is. And you can push that body 50 more years. People are easily living to be 90. But you got to do your part. And it's like with your car. We change the oil in our car. If we don't, the engine will lock up. The body is the same way. And my friend said, motion is lotion for the body. You move around, you'll begin to feel better. Whatever you can do. Me and David, who is the gentleman that so graciously does my eyelashes, although I have to pay him, of course. He does a fine job. And we talk about fitness a lot when I'm there. He has on meditation music, and we talk about fitness. And we both talk about how squats help us. I do squats when I go in the washroom. After I wash my hands, I do about 10 squats some days. So I'm probably doing like 30 a day. Probably 30 a day. Try that when you go to the washroom. I got that from Mr. Gaskins, Tony Gaskin. I don't know if it's an S at the end of his name. I think it's Gaskin. He said, do some squats when you go to the washroom. So I do 10 at a time. Next thing you know, you've done so many per week. And I just ordered some denim like shorts. I don't wear like hoochie coochie shorts. I have big thighs, by the way, you are, and kind of a big butt. But guess that's what people paying for, huh? But I did buy some shorts, so they're like a little bit above the knee. And I ordered some of my stuff from Amazon, you all, just to let you all know, for the curvy girls. And they fit so nice. I think I'm going to have to get a second pair. I am going on vacation in a couple of months. So I got to start getting my outfits together. Hello. But yeah, your fitness is very important. And you all know that follow me. I do a skincare regimen for my face. And my face is acne prone a little. I have some old acne, like a little bit of open pore, like the pore stuff or whatever. I just try to do a nice regimen each morning. And the older you get, you definitely want to do moisturizers. So make sure you moisturize. Drink your water. I don't drink a lot of water when I'm out because I'll have to go to the washroom over and over. I tend to drink more when I'm at home. That way I could just keep going back and forth to the washroom. That's what happens. I even keep Gatorade. I think that's good too. Watch the soda. I do drink pop. I don't buy it though, but I might drink it a couple times a week. I just try to drink a lot of my guilty pleasure is coffee. I'll be having some in another hour or less. It's 4:53 here in the Chi in Chicago. Even if you have never experienced love, even if you're at a dead-end job, even if your money is funny, even if you're not 100% happy with your life, 50%, you can still change your life. What you have done in the past, I don't know where the accent came from. What you have done in the past, what has been done to you, what you have never experienced, doesn't mean you can't experience it. Just because you work for someone today, doesn't mean you can't have your own business today or tomorrow. Just because you haven't ever experienced love yet, doesn't mean he or she isn't coming. In the meantime, in between time, the best advice I always give, focus on yourself. I made a vow to myself that I have to be happy for Tammy. I can't put that in the hands of my ex-boyfriend. I can't expect my friends to come save me. I can't expect my sister to always come save me, and my grown niece and my other sister. They're not. They can't. They're trying to figure out their life. I owe it to myself to look in the mirror and smile. I always thank my doctors. I thank my dentists. I thank my job. I thank the founder of the organization I work for, the program I work for. I always pray and thank her. I thank the lady who I worked under her practice for years. And I'm still connected to her. Limited though, very limited. But it's because of her mentorship that I was able to start my own therapy practice, because of my therapist pushing me and actually giving me some tools that I was able to start my own therapy practice. It's because of my dear friend Carla, who has had her therapy practice for 4 years and was a supervisor as I interned in 2017. And we're still connected and friends to this day. It's because of those type of people that I sit here on YouTube, that I have my own business. It's because of those friends that rallied around me when I had breast cancer that I was able to get through it, because of my mother who was there with me, because of Eddie, my ex-boyfriend, who was there when I had cancer and kept putting a smile on my face as a friend. We were not dating, as a friend. And the second time I got cancer, I said, you know what? You don't have to put up with this again. He was like, woman, what are you talking about? Stood by my side. And so even when people are not around now, makes me sad though. I'm thinking about my mother, and I lost my god brother a year ago. It's coming up. Even when people are not around, and my god brother played the bass, of course, at my cancer benefit that I did in 2008. Him and his son. His son is an award-winning percussionist that studied under Herbie Hancock. He just won a Grammy. That's some phenomenal stuff. Look at that. A gentleman from the south suburbs of Chicago won a Grammy as a percussionist. The sky is the limit. That's all this podcast today is about. You can have whatever you want. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It doesn't matter where you came from. You got to believe it first. You got to believe that you're worthy. You're worthy of love from yourself. That's when others will radiate and come towards you, because you radiate love. But if you don't believe it, if you're downtrodden, you can't even get a job when you're depressed. They won't even look at you. You'll be on that camera moping, and they're going to pass you up. Something about her, nah, she's not a good fit. He wouldn't fit in with our team. If you go in person and you're downtrodden and doubtful, they don't want to hire you. Even buying a house, even getting a car, you got to go in there with confidence. Although you hold the cards if you have the money. But don't you want to feel positive about those things? And please don't open a business with a bad spirit. It's going to be hard. It starts in the mind. Believe in yourself. I guess you probably say, how do I do that? One day at a time, by journaling, by meditating, by being grateful. What do you have that's going good? And I'm sorry to come down on you all on this one. I'm going to end. I'm going to look at some people that are parents. And for me, it should be one of the greatest things that you have done on earth, contributed to life. You brought life into this world. You molded your child into prayerfully a decent human being. You should be grateful for that. That's a big deal. I know it's not easy to be a mom or dad, but I know that some people, they're so busy focusing on getting love, they're not even paying attention to their kids. Pour into your kids until that person comes. Focus on your fitness. Focus on your mind. Go help somebody less fortunate. Don't focus on a relationship. It's overrated, you all. Love is love, and it's cool, and it's good, and it's beautiful. But it's not everything. It's a component of your life. And when you make it a demigod, that's why you're not getting it. I want somebody, you all. I would love to have somebody. But he sure got to be good. Because I'm not letting nobody come into this apartment of mine or this world of mine and fuck it up. F it up. I'm not letting them do that. So I'm protective. But I do desire someone. And I would love to go on a dinner date or Navy Pier. That's our attraction here. or go play miniature golf, or I'll throw axe throwing. That might be a bit too much for a first date. Or we got a lot of stuff to do here. I'm sure you do where you live. I would love stuff like that. It don't even have to be a love interest. Just a good conversation with a cool dude. I love that kind of stuff. So keep your head up, you all. But work on that mind, and routines is what is going to change your life. Tammi C. Walker signing off. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.